So you're thinking about doing business in Iran. What's the one thing? The single most important thing you absolutely have to understand? Well, I guarantee it's not what you think. Today, we're building a practical roadmap to navigate Iran's unique business landscape, and it all starts with one powerful, central idea. Okay, let's just dive right in with a question that gets to the very heart of the matter. And like I said, the answer, it's probably not what you're expecting. The answer isn't your capital, it's not your contracts, it's not even a groundbreaking product. It's trust. In Farsi, they call it Etemād. And understanding why this is the absolute cornerstone of commerce in Iran, well, that's the key to everything else we're going to talk about. And that brings us to our first big foundational rule. In Iran, you don't build a deal and then maybe a relationship. No, you build a genuine relationship first, and from that trust, a deal might just grow. It's all about those personal bonds. This quote just nails it, doesn't it? Without establishing that personal connection, that sense of goodwill and familiarity, even the most logical, most profitable proposal can fall completely flat. You have to remember, the person is always, always more important than the paper. But you might be asking, why? Why is that personal connection so critical? Well, to get that, we have to look back. To really understand the business landscape today, you've got to appreciate the historical paths that carved it out. You know, this culture is like a rich tapestry woven over centuries. Just think about it for a second. You've got the ancient Silk Road, where trust wasn't just good for business, it was a survival tool. Then you have Islamic principles like amana, or trustworthiness, getting baked right into commercial ethics. Fast forward, and you get this modern, shifting economy layered right on top of it all. It's this complex blend that defines business today. And running through all of this history is this incredibly powerful concept, hipse abaru. It's all about preserving dignity, kind of like saving face, but not just for yourself, for everyone in the room. This one idea quietly shapes every single interaction, from how you negotiate to how you might give feedback. It's this constant, subtle dance to make sure everyone maintains their honor. And that idea of preserving dignity leads us straight into communication, which honestly can be the trickiest part of the journey for an outsider, because what is said is not always what is meant. So let's decode what feels like the secret key to Iranian communication. It's a concept called taʿārof. Think of it as a deeply ingrained social code of politeness and ritual courtesy. It might mean you refuse an offer a couple of times out of politeness before you accept, or you phrase a request in a very humble way. It's a social dance, and knowing the steps is absolutely vital. So how does this actually play out? Well, in a negotiation, you're probably not going to hear a direct, hard no. That would be too blunt. Instead, to preserve everyone's dignity, you're much more likely to hear a phrase like this one. This is a perfect example of taʿārof and hifz abaru working together. Saying something is difficult is a soft, indirect no. It's not a sign that they're unsure. It's a sign of respect, designed to prevent embarrassment and keep the relationship harmonious. Okay, so we've got a handle on the communication style. Now let's see how all this plays out during the main event, the negotiation itself. Because it's really less about confrontation and much more about connection. Before a single term is even on the table, your number one goal is to build etebār. Now, this is way more than your resume. It's your personal credibility, your reputation, your good name. Your counterparts are evaluating you, the person, first, and you, the business partner, second. Make no mistake, without etebār, you really have nothing to build on. And this is where you can really see the different mindsets, side by side. The Western approach often prizes speed, efficiency, a direct path to a signed contract. But the Iranian approach is this deliberate, patient process focused on building that strong personal relationship. Rushing is actually seen as a sign of weakness, not efficiency, because here, the relationship is the real contract. Okay, so we know trust is the ultimate currency, but how do you actually earn it? How do you go from just having credibility on paper to forging that real, tangible connection? Let's break this down into actual actions. Each one of these behaviors sends a really powerful signal. Patience isn't just waiting around. It shows you're mature and reliable. Courtesy isn't just being polite. It builds genuine comfort. And things like generosity and discretion, they are the absolute building blocks of an emotional bond and prove that you respect everyone's dignity. Don't think of these as nice-to-haves. They are essential strategic tools for success.
And when you put all those behaviors together, you can achieve this incredible goal, a state of delgarmi. It literally translates to warmth of heart. It's that feeling of mutual goodwill, that emotional reassurance you get when you genuinely like and trust another person. This is the moment a business relationship becomes a real partnership.
So, how do we pull all of this together into something you can actually use? We've brought everything we've talked about into a final, actionable roadmap. Think of this as your go-to checklist. All right, let's walk through it. Number 1, prioritize that delgarmi, that warmth, before you even mention business. 2, respect the hierarchy to preserve hifse abiru. 3, be patient. Decisions here are often by consensus and they take time. 4, adapt your communication to be more indirect and respectful. 5, find a trusted local partner. They're invaluable. And finally, number 6, show you're in it for the long term. This isn't about a quick win. It's about building that lasting, deep trust, that etemād. And really, this is the most important thing to take away from all of this. Success in Iran isn't measured by the clauses in a contract. It's measured by the quality of your connection, the strength of your character, and your deep respect for the culture. So, we'll leave you with one final thought to chew on. Is this deep, deep emphasis on relationships just a cultural hurdle you have to get over? Or, just maybe, does it offer a valuable lesson on a more human and maybe even a more resilient way of doing business everywhere?